Am I the asshole for seeking a new bank account without telling my mom after a significant loss of money? Hi guys. I'm using a throwaway account for this, and I've never posted here, so please forgive me for my inexperience. A couple of years ago, I, 19M, received around $7,000 from my grandmother. I was looking to start college soon, and she wanted to put me in the right direction. I didn't work during high school because my parents wanted me to focus on school, which paid off as I graduated valedictorian of my class. Because of this, I never had access to my personal bank accounts. When I had enough cash and checks that I wanted to deposit, my mom, 49F, would just deposit it into a joint savings account that she said belonged to me. Fast forward a year later, and I am ready to open a checking account to pay for my own things. My mom comes with me and proposes to the bank employee that we just keep the joint savings account like it is. The employee obliges, and I finally have my own checking account. I check the savings account, and I have only $1,000 in it. My mom would often tell me that she needed to dip into it a little, and she would pay me back, so I would always let her. I had no idea it was this low. A few months later, my beloved old 1999 Mercury Grand Marquis broke down for the last time. My mom's side of the family was very pushy about the idea of getting a new car. I was not, but I finally caved when I was told I wouldn't have to pay the full monthly payments, which came out to around $900 per month. My grandmother, Dad's mom, and my dad gave me another generous sum of around $7,500 to get me started, and my granny and pops, Mom's parents, put around $3,000 down on the car. This month, I was informed by my granny and pops that the money from my grandmother and dad had run out, and I would need to start paying some again. I've been religiously searching for a job, combing all sorts of boards daily, and getting plenty of interviews. However, because I didn't work in high school, I've found no luck. I've been door dashing, but aside from that I have no source of income. My refund from college financial aid came back recently, to the tune of about $2,000. I want to treat the love of my life to a lovely Valentine's Day, so I set some money aside for daily use and had planned to transfer some more for my V-Day plans. I knew I would need a large amount because of my plans, but I didn't see it as exorbitant. I had to ask my mom for permission to use any of the money, because she immediately put an embargo on my usage of my own refund, saying it needed to be put toward the car. I transferred $200 out for early shopping and going on dates before V-Day. I checked my banking a few days ago, and all but $50 was gone from my account. I called and asked, and my mom told me that I needed to listen to her, that her word was final, and that I could not be trusted with my own money. She blew up at me for moving to live with my dad, long story, and implied that I needed to pay all $900 per month. So, am I the asshole for seeking a different bank? I'd be asking the bank for a list of transactions on your account, so you can provide it to the police to investigate the theft. Not the asshole your family is stealing from you. Open a new account at a different bank and don't tell them. That's the only way you'll have a future. FYI, a $900 a month car payment is irresponsible for most people. Your mom stole felony-level amounts of money from you. Stop giving her access to your money. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for saying no after my sister's fiancé invited himself on our family trip? My husband, son, sister, and I are planning a short Florida trip. My sister's fiancé wants to come, but my husband and him don't get along. I will be 5 months pregnant by then, and don't want tension on a trip that's supposed to be fun and relaxing. We're also part of the same religion, and since they aren't married, yet my husband and I would be responsible for chaperoning, which we're not comfortable with. I also don't feel like that's a sibling responsibility. I think it should be up to the parents, not us. Mind you, he doesn't even live in the same state, it's a long-distance relationship. I even told him it would probably be different if the whole family went, but he didn't care. My sister already told him my husband wouldn't be okay with it, and asked him not to bring it up, but he messaged me directly on Instagram asking to come. First message he pretty much told me he was buying his ticket and coming anyway, but my sister deleted it. I saw a preview under my notifications. I told him I wasn't comfortable with that because we only booked one hotel room and suggested he plan a separate trip with her instead. He got upset and said he feels left out of the family and told us have fun because this is probably the last trip I will have with my sister before he moves her out of the state. Again, I told him to plan a trip with the whole family. He just stresses me out, pretty much a man-child with no boundaries and a short fuse. Am I the asshole H? Not the asshole, but honestly, just do your own trip and let them do their own. Also, you lost me at having to chaperone 2 grown adults. What is this summer Bible study? Not the asshole. This is probably the last trip I will have with my sister before he moves her out of the state. Please share this information with your sister. It sounds like she is not setting herself up for a good marriage. My husband and I would be responsible for chaperoning. Get over yourselves and your weird religion where you feel the need to control others. He sucks too, though. Yes, H. Am I the asshole for making fun of my friend's Bitcoin investment? A few months ago, my friend Boris bought some Bitcoins. And since then he's been really eager to bring up his Bitcoins in conversation. He said it's the future, tried to get everyone in the group to buy Bitcoins, and even insinuated that we are missing out on massive profits if we don't buy Bitcoins. Basically, everyone he said this to has said, "Mate, you are going to lose your money." And he has remained persistent. He tried to gift us Bitcoin for Christmas as part of a secret Santa thing we were doing. He's all around a nice guy, but something about this Bitcoin thing has made him go bonkers, and the other day the price of Bitcoin crashed, and so we asked him how his Bitcoins are going. He looked at the chart and was horrified, and I did laugh at him and say this is why you don't buy Monopoly money. Some jokes were made mocking typical crypto bro replies such as buy the dip, it's going to the moon, etc. He didn't find it funny at all, and then admitted he had been taking equity out of his house to buy Bitcoins, and I thought it was also a joke, but he was serious, and now I really don't know what to do. He's left the group chat, and I don't want him to be in financial ruin. Esh. He sucks for pushing crypto on you. You suck for making fun of him when you heard he lost money. He sucks again for taking equity out of his home on crypto. That is dumb as fuck. What I don't like about your story, OP, is how he was not aware of how his Bitcoin was doing until you guys asked him. Kinda contradicts his obsession with Bitcoin. Not the asshole, there's nothing wrong with bullying crypto bros. Would I be the asshole for requesting a room change 4 days into university because my flatmates are men? I am a first-year university student who has just moved into my flat to start the school year. I am in New Zealand, where the school year starts in February. At my uni we have halls for students to live in. One of these halls are actually several blocks of flats with a common room and shared laundry area. This is the hall I am in. I am in a 3-bedroom flat. I am female, and my other 2 flatmates are male. This is just how we were allocated. Why I want to change my flat. 1 woman placed with 2 men. Need I say more? I feel isolated because I am the only woman in the flat, and I wouldn't be surprised if the guys felt like they had to walk on eggshells to make me not uncomfortable, even though the guys themselves are fine. I am living in a flat with 2 men who are currently pretty much strangers to me. Of course, if I stay I will likely get to know them more, but currently even showering makes me feel weird because of this. On my hall application, they always take personal preferences into consideration, and I stated that I did not want to be the only woman. My future student's advisor told me that they would never put only 1 person of a gender in a flat. One of the employees at the hall also said this. Why I think I might be the asshole if I request a room change. There is a rule that room changes are not supposed to be requested until 2 weeks after move-in day. To get everyone settled in, and not just requesting room changes, because they don't know their flatmates and such. Acting entitled to an exception being made for me will very likely cause conflict. One of the other halls has flooded, meaning that the students in that hall need to be squeezed into other halls, including mine. Me making a fuss adds to the difficulty of accommodating these students. Both of the guys are super sweet, and I do not think they are dangerous in the slightest. I don't want them to think they did anything wrong. One of the guys is already incredibly self-conscious, and even brought a gift from his country to give to whomever his flatmate would be to compensate for his poor English. He is an international student, and so is our other flatmate. He gave the gift to me, but I have not opened it yet because of this situation. In the flat, my 2 flatmates prefer to communicate in Mandarin, which is their native language, but said they will try to make an effort to speak in English more for me. Earlier on, one of them apologized to me for not speaking a lot of English in the flat, and explained that he was self-conscious when he spoke English because he didn't think he was very good. I thought his English was fine, but what do I know, I guess. I don't think this is a fair situation for either of us, but I also really don't want to upset my flatmate because he is trying so hard to accommodate me, and he is super lovely. The gift from him just makes this even more difficult because he gave me a gift, and yet I am wanting to leave because of his gender. Edit. Typo. Edit 2. There are 4 and 5 person flats as well as 3 person, which is how there can be co-ed flats without just having one person of their gender. Edit 3. Just wanting to add that there being a mix of genders isn't the problem. I would have no issue with being in a mixed flat if I wasn't the only woman. Even though the guys are nice, something just feels deeply wrong to me, and I don't know why. I would raise it now. It seems odd that many people told you that you would not be the only women in a flat, and then that happened? Maybe it's a technical mistake. I believe the 2-week wait is to deal with personality clashes and to give it time to adjust. Being the only female with 2 males may fall under a different kind of need. You can ask. Just be prepared that you may end up in a worse situation than you have now. Best of luck.